This is my little sister, Valerie, and I'm Jill's husband. Oh, no, this is Val, you switched on me. This is my wife. This is my sister. They switched on me.
The Fox News Decision Desk can now project that former Vice President Joe Biden will win the state of Alabama.
They call that shit tribute. Welcome back to the show, people, and thank you for taking the time to wash your hands. But, wash your disgusting cell phones. Do you have any idea how many germs you collect daily and then offload onto your phone screen? I mean, just the way we work at our phones, where we tap them really hard and we tap them many, many times, it should be the equivalent of, like, when you're talking to someone, going, you know, and like shit just keeps flying into their face and into their orifices. And I think we do that to our phones with our hands. You know, like, you shake hands with people every once in a while, but think about how many handshakes you've given to your phone. You give your phone the equivalent of like 1 million handshakes in one single day. Your phone has every disease known to man. Your phone has AIDS, Ebola, hepatitis C, diabetes, even though that has nothing to do with you. Your phone's just a fat piece of shit who eats too much sugar. But still, you know, your phone is terribly sick. And I think people are very unkind toward their phones too. Like, towards the end, when their phone starts getting really sick, they just toss it in the garbage bin and they buy a new phone. What the fuck is that? What happened to loyalty? What happened to best friends for life? What happened to... So you might have noticed the new microphone. I had this thing, I just wasn't using it, but I figured, why not? You know? So I picked it up, I took the cable, and then I aggressively shoved that cable into the first hole that seemed thirsty enough to take it. But to my surprise, it worked. You know, it's actually really easy to get a microphone to work if you have the sound card, or if the microphone just goes directly to your PC. It's way easier than I thought it would be. I imagined a microphone with a bunch of buttons on it like this one would take a little longer, but nope. Just take the cable, shove it in the right hole, press record, and then it works. I gotta give it to Microsoft. Windows 10 is a lot easier than it looks. Like, when we first got Windows 10, we were like, oh fuck, what kind of shit is this again? Where did they put my orgasm button? Where is my orgasm button? It was right in the middle of the desktop. But as you go on, you understand that no, Windows 10 is a little bit kinkier than Windows 7, but it's cool. It's still a good version of Windows. It's better than that Vista bullshit. Vista is everyone's horrible ex. We will never forget Vista, not because we had good times with it, but because it fucking blew. And I don't mean blow in a good sense, like your ex might have done. I mean blow in the proverbial sense, which is, when we say something blows, we mean it's fucking garbage. It's horrible. It's shit. It sucks and it blows are pretty much the same thing, both on the literal meaning and on the proverbial meaning. So yesterday I made this essay video thing, and I even recorded it. You know, I had notes, I made a video, I mixed it, and then when I was looking at it, I thought, man, what the fuck is this? You know, I'm not an expert on anything. Why would I create essay videos? Because you see, these language books tell you that this is good. It's good to learn language that way. You get these units in language books, and each of them is about a thing, you know? One of them is about psychology. One of them is about music. One of them is about cars. One of them is about the law. One of them is about history. And so you learn an assortment of different words that way by talking about different topics. But then I thought, that's not necessarily it. First of all, I'm not teaching English like directly, right? I'm not telling you that the grammar is this and the grammar is that. I'm here to help you train your sound system, right? You're supposed to look at the subtitles and then associate the correct sounds with the subtitles. Meanwhile, you will be entertained too, you know, because my stupid bullshit is not as boring as a book's stupid bullshit. My stupid bullshit is relevant stupid bullshit, right? On the other hand, I freely and deliberately use profanity, like fuck, shit, ass, cunt, bitch, whatever you want. I'll say it because these are words that you need to know how to say, how to pronounce, and when you hear them, like when someone says cunt, you shouldn't go, wait, is that the philosopher? Huh? It's not the philosopher. The philosopher is Kant. This is cunt. Now, these are bad words. You don't want to repeat them in a classroom or somewhere where, you know, there's strangers and shit. But in your private circles with your friends, you should be able to say motherfucker. Also, motherfucker and son of a whore are two different things, two completely different things. Don't think that motherfucker means what you think it means in Persian. What you have in Persian is son of a whore. And you can Google that to see why. Motherfucker is a person who fucks mothers, which really doesn't mean anything, honestly. It's just, it's like korachar, but like, you know, it's more profane. But you're not saying anything about the guy's family when you call him. A person being a motherfucker has got nothing to do with their mom. It has to do with other people's moms, basically. So you can call yourself a motherfucker. It means you're a bad person. You do bad things, you fuck people over, right? So, if you guys have seen Kick-Ass 2, the villain was called the motherfucker. Yeah, so the thing with intermediate English is that if you're a B1, B2, or really even C2 level learner, you just need to hear an awful lot of shit, right? I mean, you gotta study stuff, you need your grammar, you need your words and all that, but you need to have in your head a giant database of English stuff, particularly sound. There's this guy who's American and speaks fluent Persian. He told me that to learn a language, you need to have so many voices in your head in that language that your brain I'm paraphrasing, your brain machine learns the language through all of these samples, right? So this is what babies do too. Nobody's teaching them grammar or any other structure or any framework at all. We just speak to babies and they listen to us and they put 2 and 2 together 1 billion times until they have figured out the language. This is exactly how machine learning works. You know those CAPTCHA pictures, those click on all the, those fucking click on images that have trees in them. When you do that, you're giving these pictures to an AI, and that AI is trying to figure out, without any explanation, without any hint, what makes a tree. Like, what visual data should count as a tree? So it learns to understand what a tree looks like on its own. That's what children do. Like, they point at something and they go, what the fuck is that? And then their dad says, baby, that's a fucking tree. And then the baby goes, huh, that's a tree. And then there's a different looking tree later. So he says, Dad, what the fuck is that then? And that says, baby, that is also a fucking tree. Trees come in different shapes and sizes. And so the kid figures out the idea of a tree through different examples. So babies also machine learn shit. So as long as I'm having these words in the subtitles where you don't know some of them and you need to look them up, then learning is being done. Machine learning is being done. Now, you should probably do this to everything. If you have video games, you should enable the English subtitles. If you watch television series or movies, you should definitely add English subtitles to them. English subtitles help you understand what's going on really well. English subtitles are a big part of how I got to where I am, which is the end of C2. Flex, flex.
Don't underestimate the way. It's not just you make jokes because life is easy. No, sometimes obscene humor is the only way to survive a really terrifying situation. For example, you remember the city of Srebrenica, where there was a big slaughter, practically all of them were killed. Now I have a Bosnian linguist, a friend, who is doing social linguistics research there. And he told me something wonderful, that among the survivors of Srebrenica, jokes are now exploding about their own predicament. Extremely dirty jokes, like, maybe you know it, I'm sorry if I repeat myself, a Bosnian guy who emigrated to Germany returns to Srebrenica and wants to buy a parcel to build a house there, no? And he asks, what's the price down there for space, parcels, how you call it, to build a house? You just should know something. In old Yugoslavia and before, when you buy meat, when you bought meat, usually the butcher asked you with or without bones. Because usually people were cooking soup, cooking meat in water, and the soup has better taste if you throw in some bones, no? That's the joke. Okay, so the joke is this one. This guy asked, okay, what's the price of piece of land? And the answer is, well, because, you know, Srebrenica is full of buried people. Bones. Do you want it with or without bones? And so on. This is not making fun. The point is that it's still, for them, so traumatic that that's the only way to deal with it. It's too comfortable to say, oh, they suffer, we are all from Srebrenica, and so on. No, they have to live with it, and sometimes through obscene jokes is the only way to do it.